reading comprehensions, and my goal is today to clarify you that when you begin long paragraphs, and particularly for headlines questions, so how much you will to attempt that, and what is the most strongest strategy which can help you to understand headlines type of questions. I just gave the captions here, identifying main and supporting ideas. Okay, well, one of the most scientific reason and technique which can clarify what is a main idea and what is a supporting idea, there are a lot of keywords. We normally call them a signpost words. And these signpost words, we can also call them a transitional words. Have you heard about the word transitional? Okay, I'll just give you an idea that, for example, if you're taking a flight to Cyprus, transit to Jordan, what does it mean by that? For example, you're traveling to UK, traveling towards Emirates and Dubai as a transit route. What is meant by that? Connecting. Yes. Connecting flights. Sometimes we can only call them. I'm traveling directly from Multan to Manchester. And sometimes you can say that I'm traveling from Multan via Dubai to Manchester. So the person understands that in the language of glossary, you can call them, I took a transit from one place to another place. So it's a transit. So transitional words can be understandable on the basis of similar philosophy. When you move from one ideas to another idea, or when you're moving from one sentence to another sentence, the connectors have a very vital importance in your understanding. And if you look at these type of words categorically, and if you want to put them a lot of stress on these kind of words, your reading will become phenomenal. You will really enjoy your reading comprehensions if you follow these few words. So let me talk with you. For example, listen to my sentence. Have you get anything? I'm supposed to talk something. What are you expecting from me? I started, for example, and all of them, my audience is expecting that Mr. Hashmi will probably give more illustrations on it. This is the importance of that word. For example, I started my sentence. On the other hand, you got an idea. He gave an opinion, and now he's in fact giving something opposite to the idea. I use a word like a moreover. You'll be, as an audience, you'll get an idea that probably he give a further and more detailed information. That is in fact, the concept of these kind of words. So the first and the foremost thing, I would like to give you some kind of tips and kind of words which can clarify to you that how would you understand main idea and the supporting idea. For example, if your sentences start with conclusively, it can give a direct propositions to you. The speaker or the writer is definitely concluding something which must be his main idea. I'm giving you an idea of sentences. Please try to listen to my sentences very carefully and observe some kind of signpost words and try to feel that what comes in your brain when you find some kind of signpost words. Human psychology is one of the most interesting subjects for all psychologists. And they have developed five different methods to discuss about the human's understanding. And one of the most important methods which should be becoming very popular among humans understanding, that is called a Freud theory. And afterwards, the second most popular information is going to be observed by many psychologists, the thought of Karl Marx, who in fact invented human thought into different understanding. And moreover, research actually has concluded that we need a lot of understanding to get an idea of this human psychology. Finally, the research which has become one of the most important for everyone. That is the theory of Mr. John, who in fact that was the modern psychologist who introduced the human's understanding into a mathematical format. Look at a lot of discussions with you. Now, I'll tell you one thing that how would you be able to differentiate between a main idea and a supporting idea?
uh, like for moreover.
Moreover means that I am using as a supporting document.
Yes, and then
Finally, is the kind of thing when I'm going to make kind of sequencing something. Firstly, I will adjust the position of the chair. Secondly, I will sit here. Thirdly, I'll just touch my back to the back. I'm just defining something into a sequencing. And for understanding, this is a very important idea. The firstly, secondly, thirdly, finally. So all these type of words are giving a very important message to someone. The person is describing something into a sequencing. For example, firstly, I got up early in the morning at 8 a.m. and then I took shower. And afterwards, I rushed to the university. And then I took my first lectures of psychology at 11:30 p.m. And finally, I reached at home at 3 p.m. We got there. I'm discussing something in sequencing. This is all about the signpost words. And if you follow this word firstly, secondly, and finally, this is a lot of information into your understanding of reading comprehension. Probably the writer is trying to discuss something into a particular sequence. And that sequence is basically your understanding of reading comprehensions. I'm giving you a lot of examples to you. So let's come back to the topic. And I want to give you a very mathematical illustrations of differentiating between main idea and the supporting idea. For example, if your sentences start with a word like that, if you found this word in your reading comprehensions, believe me, this is your main idea. I'm giving a tip. Consequently means I'm going to conclude something, and conclusion is always revolving around the main idea. Finally, the words cannot be used for a supporting idea. If the words start with eventually, so means that the writer is trying to finalize, and finalization is all about the main idea. If you find the word like to sum up, it means that the writer is trying to conclude something, is making a last comment, and it is obviously depictions of the main idea. Do we have presentations of all these kind of transitional words? It's fine. To cap it all, and this is another kind of word which in fact displaying, you're talking about a it's like a conclusion, a final thing. So I gave you the example, these type of 4 words, which definitely explain you are trying to explain the main idea. Now come back to the sporting idea. Now listen to my conversations very carefully and try to differentiate that what type of sporting discussions I have proposed in my understanding. This is your listening and reading practice simultaneously. One of the most strongest opinion has been presented by the board of directors to the Mudassir University, and they claim that the library budget must be approved to improvise their rehabilitation and reconstruction process. And they claim that the electricity is not adequately enough to read under the light of this serious lack of the light. Moreover, they also publicize a very evidence that there is no fire alarm under serious circumstances which may in fact encounter under hindrance circumstances. Furthermore, they also claim that they don't have any kind of exit door under serious circumstances, so they need to build that door to create that dissolve that. Okay, so if you look at my sentences carefully, you've got any signpost words in my conversations. Furthermore means furthermore is your sporting idea of the main idea. I will never use the word furthermore for a main idea. Furthermore means that I'm trying to prove that you need to follow that statement by following it. Any other word? Moreover. So it is also sporting idea. So as a student of reading comprehension, these words are alarmingly important, and you need to give them a serious consideration in order to improvise your reading comprehension. For the last 4 or 5 days, I'm not teaching reading, I'm teaching comprehension skills. That how would you improve your reading understanding through these kind of vital tools? I mean, most of the time, I do not give them importance. Got that? Let's have discussions on signpost words. Signpost words are always important everywhere in your life. If you have got an opportunity to drive from Multan to Islamabad through motorway, you will find a signboard. If you want to go, Islamabad is 350 kilometers away from that destination. And if you want to go to Lahore, so there's 260 kilometers, and the direction is over here. So similar signs actually exist everywhere. And the purpose just means that you're still away from 350 kilometers, but you understand that your direction is towards 350 kilometers. Similar things can be applied in reading, can be applied in your listening, that you found the words and you got the directions that the speaker is moving their conversations into that particular directions for this particular purpose. Eventually, in reading comprehension, all these words, importantly, enhances your mental understanding to grasp the sense of your reading comprehensions. So I use it that there are different kind of situations we will study today that they have different kind of words and they have different kind of purposes. And this lecture will not only helpful for reading, it's helpful for your speaking as well. It will be helpful for your reading, writing skills. It will be helpful for your listening comprehensions as well. Okay, so I use the word line here that the segment change into topic, contrast ideas, add information, show cause and effect, summarizing key points, making communications clear. For example, furthermore, however, commercially, for instance, therefore, and finally. We'll just look at the word here. If you just want to look at that word, furthermore, it explains to you the writer is trying to give more detailed or in-depth analysis, or probably giving some kind of extraordinary knowledge about that ongoing discussions. मीन्स मैं जैसे वर्ड फर्दर मोर पढ़ता हूँ तो मुझे पता चला कि पिछले सेंटेंस की इसकी इलस्ट्रेशन नहीं चलनी है और इसी को फोकस करना मैं इस वर्ड को आउटलाइन कर देता हूँ. When I found the word like a however, I came to know that the no writer is trying to conclude something, whatever the stance he already taken in his last sentences, now he wants to conclude this sentence by saying however. And it shows that it's a final. And conversely, when I found these kind of words, so it shows to me, now listen my sentence very carefully and try to understand that how conversely behaves into a sentence. Most of the restaurants managers claim that our food is highly nutritious and hygienic, and we'll try to keep the values of hygienic food quality. Conversely, okay, if you find the word conversely, and you can look at the last sentence. Now I'm going to give the opposite of this discussion. For example, conversely, doctors claim that one of the most strongest disease of epidemic of your stomach, a bad digestive system, to take a lot of foods from outside of home. Got that?
Yeah.
In the first sentence, I'm claiming that my food is highly nutritious, hygienic. Conversely, I'm opposite to the opinion. So means that has a contrast has been made between that. If it is a day, conversely it becomes a night. If it is white, conversely it becomes a black. If it is rich, conversely it becomes poor. If healthy, it's conversely become weak and feeble. So there is an antonym relationship between the word like conversely, and I found the word conversely and more understanding has been cleared to my brain. I don't want to give vague intentions of reading every single word being presented into original language. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Okay.